couple scriptures.
Blog Talk Radio.
We're going to get rolling. All praises to our Elohim, the one who is with us, the one who is with all, but certainly with us, the Elohim of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. This is Brother Morial, Brother William, and we have a guest tonight. He's not new to the game, but he's back, laboring out of Canada, and we're going to get to some conversation. But first, I'm going to tee us up for what we're talking about tonight, and that is to endure to the end, because our redemption is here. It is now. It's not nigh. It's not coming. It's here. It's now. It is about us. And so the first one we're going to do, because I'm going to do these scriptures real quick, because this is the times that we're in, and this is where we have matriculated to. And now all these scriptures are pointing in our direction and telling us where we are and what we're going to do and what we're supposed to do. All right, let's get at it. Isaiah 41:10. Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy Elohim. I will strengthen thee. Yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. We'll get on. That was Isaiah 41:10. We're going to stick in Isaiah real quick, and we're going to do we're going to roll to Jeremiah real quick. And this is Jeremiah 10:2. Thus saith our Elohim, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. All right, this is what's coming on the horizon for them. A lot of dismaying, a dismayedness. And now we're going to scoot on over to Luke, and we're going to go to Luke, and we're going to start at 11 through 15. Then we're going to do 22, 25 through 28. And then we're going to get at it. So this is Luke 21:11. And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines, and pestilences, and fearful sights, and great signs shall there be from heaven. But before all these they shall lay their hands on you, and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues, and into prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. That's already happened. And it shall turn to you for a testimony. This is what's happening now. Settle it therefore in your hearts, not to meditate before what ye shall answer. For I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist. This is why they're not coming against us. Because when they do, we speak the words of our Father, the words of pure energy, pure light. And we're going to go down here to 22. For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. This is what is happening. Everything is being fulfilled. So we should not be fearing not. We should not be scared. There should be no fear on us. And we're going to go to 25. And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations, with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. We're seeing that now. Men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. For the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. All praises. Brethren, you there?
Yes, indeed. Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. Well, that was lovely.
Yes.
That was lovely. I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. That is all about what we're doing right now. We're sitting here. We are the testimony of the living power. And a lot of people are sitting here thinking that two old-ass white men are going to save them, or some Indian wannabe white woman, or some, some brother from the civil rights era, or some Jewish lady who's speaking good talk, but with a forked tongue. All these people are not out to save anyone but themselves. And the Gentiles and the heathens and the nations are going to have to understand that there's but one thing that will save them. What is that? Repenting and cleaving to the house of Israel. I mean, it's just not even hard anymore. You know what I mean? Like, it's not really hard anymore. What say you, brother? What say you? I know you got some stuff to say, so what say you, brother?
I say that these people's head is hard. And, it's time to stop dwelling on coming for them. Because we've been there, done that, right? So we know directly what's coming. Days are just going to be a lot longer. And I think what I wanted to say to the nation is that what's coming tomorrow, it's not for you. You need to hold your head up. We've been through the trials and tribulations, especially in the last 7 years. We've been through our whole university. It's almost like we've been through university course, right?
Yep.
Learning about the Father, learning about the spiritual realm, learning about the Eric Kadeshi, learning about the angels, learning about who we are, right? And at this point in time, come our new year, you shouldn't be afraid. I know this is what we're used to, but this is our deliverance. This is our saving grace, because I know I'm tired. I know you're tired. And it's these mental gymnastics that you have to do to live in the spiritual and try to live in this wicked society, knowing that it's about to end, and a lot of us are like, please end it sooner than later, because without this ending, we'll never be saved. They'll try every trick in the book. They'll try everything to hold on to the little bit of power that they had, and they'll repeat the same mistakes over and over again. I want to kind of move forward from their destruction and think about the prize at the end of all of this. Right? We're gonna be, everybody that's listening, I'm gonna be bold, and I'll say everybody that's listening to this or listens to, who's been down this journey for the last 7 years, and most likely you've probably been down this journey for the whole of your life. If you really look back at everything, all of this got to happen. This has to happen for us to get to where we need to be in that righteous society that's coming into the kingdom. We say the Lord's Prayer. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, and thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us of our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Right? And deliver us from all evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen. Our Mother who art upon earth, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, and thy will be done in us as it is in thee. As thou send us every day thy angels, send them to us also. Forgive us of our sins as we atone for our sins against thee, and lead us not into sickness, but deliver us into health. For thine is the kingdom, for thine is the earth, the body, and the health. I pray all these things in the name of Yahweh Shai and the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, because we're gonna need that. We're gonna need the Mother. We're gonna need the angels to help us get through this.
Right. That's right.
We can't. Go ahead, sir.
No. Go finish your thought. Go ahead, brother.
No, go ahead, sir. I want to listen to what you have to say.
I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot going on. But the one thing that I think that, based on what you're saying, based on our conversations, based on what I'm seeing and what I'm feeling, is that fear for us, I'll say it like this, and I've said this before, we have gained our free will. What does free will look like? Free will is the ability to think, to acknowledge, to be freely within your own self and about yourself. Now, the heathens and the Gentiles take their free will and they choose to do things against themselves. We know what they do. They be a man and a woman and a woman and a man, and they dance and they sing and they do their thing. But for us, our free will now is the ability to have confidence within our own faith. And what we're seeing today with all their Kadashi blowing people over, waters running rampant, earthquakes, volcanoes, what we're seeing today is the earth shaking these people off, shaking the cancer off. And we don't have to concern ourselves with that. I know a lot of brothers, you still got a lot of brothers and sisters talking about, we gotta flee, we gotta go here, see, that concept is fear. When you have no fear, you stand up a mighty and exceeding army for the Father, because there is no fear in man when you stand with the Father. And a lot of us get caught up in the mass distractions of fear and fame that the nations perpetuate, so that it will take us off course. We scarcely get in, but we get in, but we scarcely get in. That's like you by the chin of your chinny chin. We scarcely get in. You know what I'm saying? So when we're, as a nation, like, we are in the gathering, and the gathering, people think, because they're very base and very carnal in their thinking, that, it's going to be this mass gathering. We're going to get on planes. We're going to get on ships. We're going to get on cars. No, the first gathering is the gathering of the mind, the gathering of the consciousness of faith. The Gentiles have gotten us to believe that we don't need faith. All we need to do is believe. See, belief and faith are two different things. Well, I believe I can fly, but I know I can fly. Two separate things. So they have had us believing, Jesus is our God, the Son of Man, which is kind of tricky because he's not really the Son of Man. He's the Son of God, or the Son of Elohim. So they got us in this trick bag of disbelief. They want us to suspend our disbelief to watch their movies, but then they also want us to suspend our disbelief when we're dealing with our Father, dealing with our own spirituality. And this is our free will, our regaining our spirituality, taking it back from all people, even our families, because it's an individualized walk. They think, correct, people think that they can do it themselves or do it with a group, and we can all do this, and we can all, because of the sporting aspect of the Gentile society. Hey, if we all can do it, we can all win. We can move a mountain together, but you can't do anything if you don't have any faith. And so this last 7 years, and I'm piggybacking off of what you said, these last 7 years, we have been in a doctorate program of the Father, of spirituality. And this doctorate program has been one of pure comfort, something that many people have never had the opportunity or understanding to even recognize. Even the Gentiles within their own privilege never really understood how this type of faith works. and we've seen it over the last 7 years. We've seen our faith manifest. And as it starts to manifest, we're manifesting in such a way that the vibration and the frequencies are literally changing the environment. It's changing the environment, which if that's what we can do splintered, imagine what we can do as a nation. Go ahead, brother.
That's so true. So when you're talking about the being in fear, that's one of their weapons, right, to have us in fear. I think that a lot of us, because we don't know anything else, we were born into this wicked society, so it's hard to let it go, right? Just the convenience of a lot of it, right? And then like I said, they're just forever pumping the fear, a war over here or job layoff here, and just always trying to put that fear so that they can eat off of that vibration. But
that's right.
Opposite to that is rejoicing and being happy that these things are happening. Not necessarily you're happy for the individuals that it's actually who's getting touched by these calamities, but you're happy because you're going back to the mother and the father. You're going back to righteousness, and then I believe in our core and in our heart, that's where we wanna be. We wanna be with the Father. And right. I got to hear out of the books of Enoch, where it talks about in This is chapter 5, verse 7. And the elect shall rejoice, and there shall be forgiveness of sins, and mercy, and peace, and forbearance, and joy. And there shall be salvation for them like a good light. And for all of you sinners, there shall be no salvation, but on you shall abide a curse. And though we know about the curses already, and that switch. Verse 8. But for the elect there shall be a light and joy and peace, and they shall inherit the earth. And then wisdom shall be given to the elect, which is what we've been getting for these last 7 years. We're getting that wisdom. Yep. And they shall all live and never again sin, and through either forgetfulness or through pride. But for those who are given wisdom shall be humble. And I want to go back to verse 8. And the elect there shall be light and joy and peace. And that's a weapon that we have, or those are the Eric Kadeshi, right? There's the angel of joy and the angel, right? Sorry. And it's the angel. Sorry.
What you say?
So it's talking the angel of peace, right? So the angel of peace. So one of my favorite books that I like to read, and ever since I had it, the pages are falling out of this one, but it's the Essene Gospel of Peace, right? Talks about the angel of peace, and I just wanted to touch on the angel of peace. So on Tuesdays, when we commune with the angels, on Tuesdays you have the angel of joy in the morning that you like, and I commune with, and also the angel of peace.
Right. So
you talk about the angel of joy and the angel of peace, but I'm going to touch on the angel of peace right now. And this is that good word that I want to give to, and this is specifically going out to our brothers and sisters that have been on this journey, and you guys know who you are because you've been called. If you're listening to this channel and you're listening to quite a few other channels, just know that you've been chosen, right? It hasn't been easy, but we're here now. And I think we've come full circle. And I wanted to highlight the angel of peace so that also our brothers and sisters can commune with the peace and help you gird yourself and fortify yourself for the horrors that we're going to see unleashed upon the nations. Not us, but the Gentile folk. All right?
Yep.
So this is how it goes. On the third evening after the Sabbath, say these words: peace, peace, peace. Angel of peace, always be everywhere. Seek the angel of peace in all that lives, in all you do, in every word you speak, for Peace is the key to all knowledge, to all mystery, to all life. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to just say something there. 2020, that's when I had a lot of peace. I didn't have to worry about nothing. I really got deep into this journey through that rest.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I digress. Get back into it. So, for peace is the key to all knowledge, to all mystery, to all life. Where there is no peace, there does Satan reign. And the sons of darkness covered most of all to steal from the sons of light their peace. So, go therefore on the night to the golden stream of light, that is the garment of the angel of peace, and bring back to the morning the peace of God that surpasses understanding, that with perfect peace you may comfort the hearts of the sons of men. And I'm going to say that again. With this perfect peace you may comfort the hearts of the sons of light, the sons and daughters of light. This is for my people. This is for my spiritual lights. This is for my Israelites. We're going to walk with the angel of peace in Goshen, right? No matter what's going on tomorrow, because we know what's coming. X marking the spot, our new year. All hell break loose. Just remember, you don't need nobody right at this moment right now. The Most High done brought you this far, and he ain't going to leave you. And that's just fact.
That's a good word, brother.
What's that?
Go ahead, brother, because I just had to say it. It's a good word. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Keep going.
So,
Keep going.
You know, the angel of peace. So let me even tell you, I'm gonna bring it to another scripture. Our patriarch Enoch. Everybody knows about Enoch. I say that, and I read that to my mom. Something out of the in Gospel of Peace, and I said the name Enoch, and she asked me, well, who's Enoch? I've never seen that in the Bible. And I started explaining to her who Enoch was, and I think about 5 minutes in, I seen the glaze come over her eyes, and I just stopped, and I said, you know what? I love your mom, but I know she ain't getting it.
Right.
And, and it is what it is. Like, I see it in my own family, and I'm not even sad about it anymore. I'm at peace with it. I'm not sad anymore about what's going to happen to them. They wasn't called.
It's not even a sadness, an empathy, a sympathy. At this stage in the game, for me, it's straight pity. Listen, I pity. It's like Clubber Lang. I pity the fools, because at the end of the day, they have to do. And it just came to me about that. I think it was Rocky 3. I pity the fool. Right? He said that, and he got into Rocky's head, Sylvester Stallone's head, and it took the brother who just passed away. What was his name? It took Apollo Creed, the brother who just passed away. Goodness gracious. Anyway, it took him, an Israelite, to explain to him that he got into his head. So this mental dysfunction. Now, I'm a parlay that for a minute. And you had said something earlier, and you were talking about worrying. Okay, worry. Here's some, and I'm going to do this synonym, antonyms, and I'm not going to do them all, but I'm going to do some, because when you listen to this, this is where we are in this world today, right this second. Worry is a noun, as in anxiety and trouble. Remember that? Worry. So who's worrying about things? The heathens, the Gentiles, right? And black, white, Puerto Rican, Haitian heathens and Gentiles. It don't matter your color. This ain't no all this and all that. But anyway, I digress. Synonyms to worry: anguish, apprehension, concern, doubt, fear, headache, misery, misgivings, pain, problem, uncertainty, uneasiness, woe. The 12 woes. See there? I mean, you can't get past our scriptures in definition anymore in terms of how it is defined throughout this earth. Okay. Now listen to the antonyms. This is going back to your point. This is exactly what you were saying. Antonyms. Now, antonyms and synonyms. Synonyms are similar. Antonyms are the opposite. Just for those that didn't know, but now they know. Calmness, certainty, cheer, comfort, confidence, happiness, joy, pleasure, sureness, trust, unconcern. And then the strongest opposites is advantage, calm, contentment, and peace. So when we talk about Goshen, when we talk about coming up out of her, when we talk about mental illness, when we talk about, faith, this is what we're talking about. The opposite of worry. Because the world has had us worrying about it for so long. It took us away from our being, and our being, our father and our mother, our spirituality. It took us away from that and said, hey, you need to focus in on me, us, and worry about what I'm going to do to you. Don't worry about your God. You need to worry about me. And so for years upon years, decades upon decades, centuries upon centuries, this worry went into our DNA. And even to this day, you've got brothers and sisters, and they don't know they don't know that they're doing it. But when I listen to them, they're even still perpetuating a worrisome fear. And to me, this is the best time in my freaking life. Not only do I have comfort, peace, understanding, and wisdom, but I can move the way that I want to move. Nobody can say anything, do anything to make me worry about them. Any time that I worry about anyone or anything, I choose that. That's my choosing, which then allows me to take it, to give it, and take it back. When someone else forces me to worry, I don't get to take it. I don't get to give it back. It's just there. And I remember back in the day, I used to worry every step that every $20 I made, I owed 40. Every 4 steps or 5 steps that I made forward, I got pushed back 8 and 9. And now that doesn't happen. And it used to be a few months ago that I was concerned about that in my life of, what's really going on? And then the Father said, ye of little faith. And I'm thinking to myself, damn, why am I worrying about what already is? I've gotten, to your point, I've come this far. It's just, and all that, every time that I get to that point of concern, it always comes scarcely getting in. You're scared. Don't forget, you scarcely getting in. You just try. It's like this Taylor Swift and all this other madness of the NFL. That is such a distraction. They are using that girl, or that girl is using herself to be to create another some more sorcery upon the people. And yes, it's sorcery to a lot of young and older white women, because this whole embodiment of this society is perpetuated by them. Again, if it was men, we wouldn't really care. We'd have a sofa, a TV. We'd have a little small refrigerator next to our sofa and we'd have a refrigerator. We wouldn't care. The house would be maybe 700 square feet. We'd have one car, and that's in a bedroom set, and we keep it moving. But everything that we amass today, everything that is gained today, is based on women. And that's not against any women. I'm not tripping. I'm just saying that materialism is based on
fear and having not
exactly.
And having
exactly.
And again, when it goes right there, it says, where there is no peace, there does Satan reign. The sons of darkness covet most of all to steal from the sons of light their peace. And it says you cannot gain knowledge without any peace. How were we able to gain knowledge when we were deep in our curses? Mama had to run 3-4 jobs. Papa was in depression. Mama was on drugs. Baby brother got down. Like, there was no peace. So you would never be able to get to where we are right now. So that's why I say, at this stage in the game, you're chosen. We've run a race, man. We've run a race. And it's over. It's over. And I wanted to go ahead.
No, brother, go right ahead. Keep going.
I wanted to say is that I wanted to tie in the angel of peace to one of our patriarchs to show our brothers and sisters how powerful our heavenly brothers and sisters are, right? And that the Most High given us supernatural abilities and powers. And if you're not seeing it in your life, I don't know what to say, but there's many different things that I can see on a day-to-day basis that I laugh and people are looking at me, why are you laughing? And I'm like, well, number sequences that I see, just different dreams and stuff that's happened over these last 7 years. And, you know, if you're like me, I don't drink very often, but there's been a few that have always stuck with me. But before I get too long-winded, I wanted to start at, number 52. So this is, again, the books of Enoch. I'm on chapter number 52. And after those days in that place where I had seen all the visions that which were hidden, for I had been carried off in a whirlwind, and they had bore me towards the west. There my eyes saw all the secret things in heaven that shall be: a mountain of iron, a mountain of copper, a mountain of silver, a mountain of gold, a mountain of soft metal, a mountain of lead. And I believe these mountains to be different, the different powers at one time or the other. And I had asked the angel who went with me, saying, what are these things which I have seen in secret? And he said to me, all these things which you have seen shall serve as an authority of his Messiah, that he may be powerful and mighty on the earth. And then number 5, the angel of peace answered me, saying, wait a little while, and all the secrets shall be revealed to you, things which surround the Lord of spirits. And so he was walking with the angel of peace. It was the angel of peace that brought Enoch up out of the earth and was walking. And that's why I'm trying to bring, that's why I'm trying to bring brothers and sisters, no, let's look past the destruction that's here and look forward to the kingdom to come, because we have everything that we need. The Father ain't going to let us go. And I can't remember the scripture that you had said. I think it was the last scripture that I think it was Luke.
Luke 21?
Yeah.
Which one?
So, believe it was the Luke. But anyway, saying that he's not going to let us go, right?
Right.
He's going to keep us. We're going to be saved through all of this destruction. And I'm going to move on to chapter 53. And their hands have committed lawless deeds, and everything the righteous worked at the sinners devoured. Didn't you just talk about going forward and 4 step back? So no matter what you was doing, even in your worst condition at the beginning of this, they already knew who you were, and they knew you were righteous. They knew you wasn't one of them, and that's why none of our works would be able to work. The sinners shall be destroyed in front of the face of the Lord of spirits, and they shall be banished from off the face of his earth, and they shall perish forever and ever. Number 3, I saw all the angels of punishment abiding there and preparing. Let me start again on that one. For I saw all the angels of punishment abiding there, and they were preparing all the instruments of Satan. This is Enoch with the angels, looking at these angels of punishment, right? And I asked the angel of peace who went with me, for whom are these preparing these instruments? And he said to me, they prepare these for the kings and the powerful of this earth, that they may with them be destroyed.
Yep.
So he's letting you know all of what we see right now on Facebook, Twitter, X, right? With regards to the weather and what's going on, all of this is for them. These angels are sitting in the instruments of Satan, right? Doesn't Sister Pat always talk about Sammy over in Europe right now, running them deals, and they're preparing those instruments for their own death. They're preparing for these kings and the powerful of the earth. Didn't Prince Charles just get sick the other day?
Yeah.
Talking about he got cancer, right?
Yeah.
They are preparing these things for the kings and the powerful of this earth, that they may with them be destroyed. And after this, the righteous and the elect one shall cause the house of his congregation to appear, and from then on they shall hinder no more in the name of the Lord of spirits. And the mountains, right? And these mountains shall not stand as solid ground before his righteousness, but the hills shall be like springs of water, and the righteous shall have rest from the oppression of the sinner.
There you go.
And the righteous shall have rest from the oppression of the sinner. So if we go back to number 5 and 6, right? Yeah, we're gonna have rest. We're gonna have rest. But I'm gonna go back.
What is rest? What is rest? What is rest? Peace of mind. Shalom.
Right. Yes.
Peace of mind.
Yes.
Right. So hold that thought. Let me read this. Hold that thought. It's awesome. Hold the thought. 2 Baruch 13. Okay? And then I'm going to go to Isaiah real quick. 2 Baruch 13. And after these things, it happened that I, Baruch, was standing on Mount Zion. And behold, a voice came from the high heavens, saying to me, stand upon your feet, Baruch, and hear the word of the Almighty Ahiah, because you have been astonished at that which has befallen Zion. You will surely be preserved until the end of times, to be for a testimony. There it is again. This means that if these happy cities will ever say, why has the Almighty Ahiah brought upon us this retribution? You and those who are like you, that's us, those who have seen this evil and retribution coming over you and your nation in their own time, may say to them that the nations will be thoroughly punished. And this they may expect. And when they say in that time, when, you will say to them, you who have drunk the clarified wine, this is a different Baruch, drunk the dregs, you now drink its dregs, for the judgment of the Most High is impartial. Therefore, he did not spare his own sons first, but he afflicted them as his enemies because they sinned. Therefore, they were once punished that they might be forgiven. Wait a minute. That's the key. So when we're forgiven, this is peace of mind. The peace of mind is that we will be forgiven. But now, you nations and tribes, you are guilty because you have trodden the earth all this time, and because you have used creation unrighteously, for I have always benefited you, and you have always denied the beneficence. Now, Isaiah 51. And this all goes to what we're saying, and this is why we should not be worrying. We should be enjoying the peace of mind, walking with the angels of peace, walking with our Father, walking in confidence, walking in boldness of righteousness. He said, Isaiah 51, I said that, 51 and 22 through 23. Thus saith the Most High, and thy Elohim that pleadeth the cause of his people. Behold, I have taken out of thine hand the cup of trembling, which is worry, which is fear, even the dregs of the cup of my fury. Thou shalt no more drink it again, but I will put it in the hand of them that afflict thee, which have said to thy soul, bow down, worry about me, that we may go over. And thou hast laid thy body as the ground and as the street to them that went over. So there's no more reason for any type of fear, any type of, it's like, and I'll say this real quick. So I'm at work and I go to lunch with the brother, and we are having a great conversation. I'm giving him some biblical history and he's eating it up. And I was talking about a situation at work, and the situation was, I don't, being able to read people. And I get back, we eat lunch, we come back, get back to the office, and it was completely different. Like any type of concern I had for reading people changed. I sat down, and the guy next to me, one of the asset managers, he was like, "Hey, listen, let's go over some things." And we had a fabulous day. Like the day was, it was a beautiful end of a work day to come to this, to talk to people about, hey, we no longer there should be no more concern or have any worry or have any fear of anything. The moment that we take that away from us, and I'm an example of, because I was always concerned, always in worry about this, that, or the other. And the moment that I was able to say no more worry, I'm not concerned about it, I don't care about it, everything changes or has changed for the good. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. Matter of fact, I know that I'm not the only one. You know what I'm saying? So we are now no longer eating off of the tree of... say that again?
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you. But to your point, if these type of things are not happening to you right now, if your work situation, your money situation, the material situation is not being taken care of right now, you're not going to be taken care of, period.
Well, it means that you're not doing something right. You're just not doing something right. And at the end of the day, no one's judging anybody, but we're here as a testimony. That's why I said it's twice that we read this. We are a testimony for us, for our Father, and against the nations. So at the end, the more that we eat off, and that's what I was going to say, the more that we eat off the tree of life, the more benefit it comes. And that's what he said. What did he say? He said, I tried to benefit you, right? I have always benefited you, and you have always denied the beneficent, so which is him. So the moment that we no longer denied our father, no longer denied our mother, our earthly mother, no longer denied our ancestors, no longer denied this land as being ours, things changed. Of course, the stars, everything had to align properly, but it is in alignment. It is. So, we just walked into the age of Aquarius. We going to see, and that's what I was going to do. So, we all know that the X is marking the spot, but there's a comet that comes through that makes is it the Taleph? I didn't even look it up again after talking to you about it this morning. I think it makes the Aleph, which...
Aleph?
Aleph. Aleph. A-L-E... Right, A-L-E-P-H. Yeah. So when you see the X, it makes the Aleph this comet. Oh goodness, what just happened? That's what's happening in our world when this X comes in. It's going to make the Aleph, and it looks like it's an X with a with a comet through it. I mean, you can't even make this stuff up. And right after that, we have the new moon at the same time. Right after that, we get into our jubilees. And all of this is happening in this time period when we have woken up and chosen, and we're chosen, but have also chosen not to have any more fear. Like, I know a lot of brothers and sisters are like, yo, let's just do it. Let's just do it. You know, just like you're going to go play a game, and, you know, the fears, you're done with the fear. Now you're just ready to do it. You know what I'm saying? So as we are all preparing ourselves to see the end or the fall of the revived Roman Empire, what we have to be careful of is not overstepping our bounds. Our bounds is what? It's what you said. What did you say? Rest. We are to be restful right now. We have lived 1,000 lives. And that's because of reincarnation, inner spiritual, ancestral possession. We have lived 1,000 lives. And in each one of them lives, we had to work our asses off. And when the Father says, Jacob, rest, I'm giving you peace of mind. I'm giving you time. I want you to relax. That's what we need to be focused on. We don't need to be worrying about these people, even though to be aware of what's going on. And it's great that we got brothers in Cali, we got brothers in Canada, we got brothers in Florida and Carolinas and Maryland and, you know, Boston. We got brothers all over to be able to tell us what's going on. And in doing so, when they're telling us the same, when everyone is saying the same thing, that's the collective consciousness. And that's the peace of mind, because we're not, you know, it used to be we didn't know what was going on. So we feared that. Now we know what's going on. So there's no more fear. Right. We know that old man Joe, old man Don is not a savior as these white people want to proclaim that they're going to be the next Jesus Christ. Well, you had that. There's no more Renaissance. There's no more time. We are at the feet with the clay and the iron. It's a wrap. You see what I'm saying? It's a wrap.
It's like we were talking today. We were saying that over the last, I don't know, I'll say maybe about a week now, maybe a little bit longer, but I'm going to say a week, that there hasn't really been a lot going on in the community, you know?
Yeah.
And I believe that we've come to that point where everything has been, what needed to come to the light has come to the light. Everything that needed to be said has been said. And it's a wrap. I don't think there's any more fishing going on. We're in that part of putting away the fishing rods and the nets and whatnot, and about picking up the spears and the swords. Yeah. And I think heads that needed to be called, and maybe I'm overstepping my bounds by saying that, but that's just my feeling and my intuition that we're
good. Finish it.
Yeah, cool.
That we're what?
Yeah, I believe that we're at this point in time. We're at that point where I was reading in chapter 53 from the books of Enoch, which is the angel of peace went, for whom they were preparing these instruments. Number 5 is what I want to say. And he said to me, they are preparing these for the kings and the powerful of the earth, that they be destroyed by them. And after this, the righteous and the elect shall cause the house of his congregation to appear. So we're in between that destruction that's about to come on, which is already happening, but that full-blown destruction, and then the aftermath. And we're right in that's that space that we're occupying right now.
So hold that thought, because I got to piggyback you. So okay. I'm in Ezekiel 37, okay? And I just keep it really surfaceable, because I'm a deep thinker and I'm a deep reader, But when we're talking, I like to keep it on. I like to bring things back to the basics. So what you're just saying, or what you're just describing, is this: Ezekiel 9 and 10, Ezekiel 37, 9 and 10. Then said he unto me, prophesy unto the wind, prophesy, son of man, and say to the wind, thus saith the Elohim, come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon these slain, that they may live. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived, and stood up upon their feet, an exceeding great army. This is what you're saying. This is why, the things that we've learned, there's no more that really needs to be said. Now, there's a lot more historical, and what I feel is the next evolution or matriculation of our understanding, or the truth, I should say, is that these lands are ours. It's going to come out. And before I go any further, I read an article today that they found under Lake Michigan they won't claim them as megaliths, but they'll say it's rock formation similar to their white Stonehenge, which is ours anyway, but in their land, which is ours anyway. But it's under Lake Michigan, and they've said that it's older than the pyramids, older than Stonehenge. It's like 9,000 BC. So these things are starting to come out. So what is about to happen? So the light had to come to shine on the darkness of his children, to get them, of us, to get us as an army, as his army. Then from there, then the light shines on the darkness of the nations, and then the truth comes out. It is by no coincidence, because we do not believe in that all of this is happening in their election year. Our Jubilee in October will be during their election pinnacle. So this whole thing that the Father is doing is so great that I'm just amazed. I'm in amazement at how he's working with me, how he's working with other brothers, other sisters, how he's working with our nation, and how he's working against the nations. Ish and them are out there acting, they got their pants down. UK, they got their pants. Every one of these European wanting to be European nations, the Khazarian, Germanic, Indo-Europeans, they have lost the plot. They lost the plot. Each and every one of them on all their social media platforms is coming out talking against themselves, talking about, oh, we've been lied to, this, that, and the third. But they don't go, and this is, Brother Judah is perfectly correct, they do not go as far as to say, well, we have done this to the Israelites. The Israelites are the Negro, but that's coming. You can feel it, like you can see that's the next door to open, because they have the Father, going back to your point, the Father is shining the light on their darkness now, and they can't stop it. It's funny to me to watch them speak it and come right up to it and then go somewhere else. And the Father is soon going to make them just spit it out. And everyone's going to be in shock and awe. And then they're going to see these signs, and they're going to be what's the word that he said? They're going to be not amazement, but they will let me find. They're dismayed. They're going to be dismayed. I don't even know why I forgot that word, but they're going to be dismayed. Now, why would they be dismayed? And we're looking at the skies in amazement. We're excited. This is a beautiful time to be alive. And if you look at them, they don't accept it. They want to go see this. They want these things to happen, but they have consternation. great consternation right now. And you can see it all over them.
But it's hard for somebody who practices, lives, breathes, and lives for a living to take this in, because they know it's the end of all of their conniving and wicked deeds. And it's hard. They just akin to roaches. Flick on that light, man. Watch them move.
They moving fast.
Right. They can't manage. They can't manage that. And that's why, to me, it's of no concern anymore of what my concern will be moving forward at this point, to try to harness my individual skills and talents that I have so that I can bring those into the kingdom.
Right.
Pull forth a kingdom, right? Maybe I might get more gifts, maybe I might get less gifts, but for me to look past this, the carnage that's coming, because it's gonna test you. It's gonna test your fate, and you can't be crumbling up underneath this. You have to. At this point in the game, you know who you are. If you've been doing the work and you've been following the laws, right, to the best of your ability, because everybody's falling short, but you'll be able to be brought before the Most High as his jewels, man. Right in front of him, said, "This is our first fruits. This is what we found in the earth, in this wicked, shitty place. This is what we found." And everybody that's found this channel, everybody that's found Big Judah's channel, everybody that's found these channels that's been along for the ride, not just Johnny come lately, but's been in this since 2017, 18.
16.
Right?
14.
16. Right? Still rocking with us today. Right? You just gotta wait. It's like, okay, let me bring it to Revelations 14, 2 and 5. And I saw and look, the Lamb standing upon Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his name and the name of his Father written on their foreheads. And I heard a sound out of heaven as the sound of many waters, and the sound of a loud thundering. And the sound that I heard was as of singers who accompanied themselves on the harp, playing their harps. And they sang as if a new song before the throne and before the four living creatures and the elders. And no one was able to master that song but the 144,000 who he had brought from the earth. So who he had brought from the earth, these are the ones that did not defile themselves with women. In fact, they are virgins, and these are the ones that keep following the Lamb no matter where he goes. I'm going to just have to say that again. These are the ones that kept following the Lamb no matter where he goes. These were brought from among mankind as first fruits to God and to the Lamb. And no falsehood was found in their mouths. Isn't that we're always searching for the truth? We want to speak the truth. And no falsehoods were found in their mouths, and they were without blemish. And I saw another angel flying in middle heaven, and he had everlasting good news. Is what we're trying to bring to our brothers and sisters right now. This everlasting good news to declare as glad tidings to those who dwell on the earth, and to every nation and tribe and tongue and people, saying in a loud voice, "Fear God and give him glory, because the hour of your judgment by him has arrived." And it has arrived. And judgment has arrived. Here. And so it's here. And so worship the one who made the heavens and the earth and the seas and the fountains of the waters. I just want to digress for a hot minute there when it talks about, oh my goodness, these are the ones that keep following the Lamb no matter where. Think about our journey. When I think about my journey, when I came up through, it was all through conspiracy theory, the Black conscious community, Dr. Valentine, Dr. Delbert Blair, you know, going up through what's that big mouth man from Texas?
Jake?
No, not Jim Jones. What's that guy's name again? The white guy there, Alex Jones. Listening to Alex Jones and his conspiracy theories and stuff like that. You know, and sifting through tons and tons of information. You know, when Big Judah had brought out a lot of information talking about the earth, the mother people was wilding out. You had people dropping away, but we were able to follow the Lamb where he went. Then we was rocking with the brothers out of Arizona that was bringing forth the the Book of Mormon, right? Mm-hmm. All the different books, the sealed portion, and all these different books. And then he started getting on the other brothers for bringing out Enoch and diving into our not metaphysical, but our when we look into the stars, the esoteric, and then he started astrology, and people broke off of that, but we still kept riding, right? To where the heathens and the Gentiles in 2020 wanted us to take that medicine, right? Yeah. And we refused, right? Because they was telling you could eat at the restaurant and you couldn't go here and you need to do this if you wanted to keep your job. And now they all dropping off like flies. Right? And we rode through all of that, right? He said we went with the Lamb wherever we followed, no matter where he went, and we're here right now. And that's what I was saying before. I think we hit almost full circle, where it's closing time.
And check this out. Psalms 101, 5-8. Whoso privily slandereth his neighbor, him will I cut off. Him that hath a high look and a proud heart will not I suffer. Mine eyes shall be upon the faithful of the land, that they may dwell with me. He that walketh in a perfect way, he shall serve me. He that worketh deceit shall not dwell within my house. He that telleth lies shall not tarry in my sight. I will early destroy all the wicked of the land, that I may cut off all wicked doers from the city of the Elohim. So, you know, you're right, man. I mean, at the end of the day, we have and we continue to endure, and we must continue to endure as well as persevere. It ain't over until it's over. And when it's over, we need to, the day that it's over, I mean, I will prostrate myself on the ground because I would not be in any frame of mind.
The day that it's over, you're going to be balling, because I know I'm going to be.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm crying. I'm going to just be like, when you get one of them good cries when you was a little kid and finish that cry, you was ready to curl up, and just go to bed. Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for. I'm gonna love that. I want to go back to that. Bring me home. Right. But before that, we gotta watch this. This is part of it. This is a part of the situation.
We've got to watch it. We've got to watch it so we know the results of all of the years of our sins, and so that we won't ever do it again. Ever. Like, and at the end of the day, salvation is of Israel. And it only makes sense that the salvation comes to true Israel, not the Israelis, not Ishes in them, but true Israel, since they've been at the bottom. It only makes it, why would the other nations need salvation if they've been living high? It just does, so when salvation comes to us, those that realize and have, and see, they have to have empathy and sympathy for us we need to have pity for them. And I'm not the guy that's going to sit here and say, you know what, I wish this on them. I want this. No, because it's already going to happen. It's no need for me to be wishing and hoping and wanting. That's to happen. What I should be doing, what we all should be doing, is preparing ourselves for that day. It's like, these preppers want to prepare. Oh, you got to get all the food. Listen, nigga, I'm not going to be wanting to eat your rancid food. I'm going to be eating manna. I'm going to be edified by the Father spiritually. Why would I need your food? Why do I need to stock up and prepare for that way? So the only way that we can do this is by cleansing our spirit, by making sure that our own spirits are prepared, because this is going to be a huge jolt. It's not something that is going to, shake you for a hot sec and then, you're going to get your bearings. No, man, we're going to be off tilt for a long time, and then like right now we're standing up as a vast army, but we haven't been one in his hand yet. That's the Ezekiel. He hasn't, we're standing up. We've got his breath in us. We've got his life in us now, but we are not yet capable of being spiritualites yet, because we still have that inclination to want to see the pain and the hurt in these people, which is to be expected, right? But at the same time, we elevate ourselves when we have pity for them. And I'm done with the empathy. No, they don't get the empathy, and they're not getting this. It's the pity. I pity you all. I pity these nations. Why? Because they will not understand their error. So they are in pity, great pity to me. I'm going to look up that definition because,
in Psalms, to right to your point, in Psalms 91:7, I don't know if you already touched on that one, but 1,000 will fall at your very side and 10,000 at your very right hand. To you, it will not come near. So we're talking about us. Only with your eyes will you look on and see the retribution itself of the wicked ones, because you said the Most High is my refuge. You have made the Most High of your dwelling. No calamity will befall you, and not even a plague will draw near to your tent. For he will give his own angels command concerning you, to guard you in all your ways. 8. Like I said, the angel of peace and communing with these different angels. If you don't have your seeing gospel of peace, grab it. Brother Yaquab talks about it a lot on his shows as well. He always the communes, and his communing with spiritual family is going to be our protection, and it's going to just having those conversations with them will give you more encouragement, give you more faith, more intestinal fortitude to look this stuff dead in the eye and be indifferent. And I'm not saying to be indifferent, because our job coming up shortly as 144 is after the chaos happens, and after they get the ass whipped, that's when we step in, to help. Right?
That's when everything changes. And so pity is you feel very sorry for them, and in this case, when you look up pity, it says pity is a sympathetic sorrow evoked by the suffering of others. Well, they never pitied us, or some did, but they kept silent. So their pity was of no consequence. Our pity will be for them, but in us giving them pity, they will stand up. So it's kind of like we have to have enough strength and stand and boldness to say, hey, man, I feel sorry for what you've done, but now you got to stand up. It reminds me of, as a coach, I'm coaching these young boys whose mama's boys and all that. They go out there and they play, and some kid will kick them. and they fall to the ground in the hump, and then they be all hemmed up and go, crying. And the ref would, over top of the kid, look over to me, who's still standing on the sidelines. Like the whistle's blown, the game stopped. I'm still on the sidelines, and the ref's like, "Come on, coach," and I don't come. The parents are like, "What's going on?" And I'm going, "What do you mean, what's going on?" And I look at the referee and I say, "Is it broke?" And the ref said, "You need to come on. He says that it's hurting." And so I scream at the kid from the sideline, "Is it broken?" Kid said, "No." I said, "Well, get up." That's what I mean. Like the pity of, okay, you got kicked. I feel you. Get up. This is what they've never done for us. What they did for us was, hey, I kicked you. I put you down now, and I took everything from you. So now pull yourself up by your own bootstrap. At least someone will be there to give them a hand up. Those that the Father wants us to do that for. See, that's the key. It's not, oh, well, now we're going to go and take care of the gentleman. No, to hell no. What it's about is whoever the Father sends us, we have to be prepared. What's it? Is it Peter? When he said, "No, I ain't talking to them Gentiles." She said, "Peter, go talk to the Gentiles." "No, I ain't talking to Cornelius, was it? I ain't talking to Cornelius." Well, when he went, he had a dream. He realized, okay, I gotta do this. Just like Nineveh. Who was the brother that went to Nineveh? Job? Not Job. Was it Job? No, not Job. Who went to the belly of the well?
It was Jonah.
Jonah. Thank you.
Jonah.
Yeah. Yeah. So if the Father wants us to do something and we don't do it on his time by his will, which goes back to 144, which goes back to the Third Testament, which goes back to, helping the Gentiles that will cleave, then we can be cast away as well, And really, it's all up to the Father. I'm not even concerned by it at this moment. What I'm more concerned about at this time, at this place, in this space of time, is my redemption. I want 100% redemption. I don't want. I know that I'm getting it. I know that I feel it, but I want it all. I want the change in the cycle of mentality, the change in the cycle of being, a change in the cycle of evolution of spirituality, and I want the heathens to be eradicated, and I want the Gentiles that's cleaving to realize their error, so we can move forward. Because I'm tired of all the money in the world ain't saving nobody. Look at Elon, that fella, Punks or Musk or whatever his name is. These people are not, they're not happy. You can see it in their eyes. Like even going to their award shows, these people are not happy. Everything is so fake. I'm tired of fakeness.
Hey, would you be happy if you had to eat doo-doo?
No.
You know what I'm saying? You had to do all sorts of weird stuff. You had to sit down with, do weird stuff with children. Like, this is disgusting, man. I wouldn't be happy. You walking around and your breath stinking like doo-doo. Like, come on, man. Like, seriously, nobody's supposed to be happy with that. You know what I'm saying? And it's showing that these little nigga trinkets that they've been giving out these years, it doesn't mean nothing. What is it? Cafe Saturday? Huh? Where everything glitters, but it really ain't gold. It just turns to doo-doo. Right?
Yeah.
There's nothing right. Envy all this situation right now. Right? I had a dream the other day. Well, it wasn't the other day. I can't even remember when I had it, but it was one of these ones that stuck out in my mind. I was in a field, right? I was in a field, and I was walking, and I had a baby in my hand. It wasn't really even like a baby. I say that maybe about 2 to 3 year old. I was holding, I don't even know what it was. Just I had the baby in my hand, right? And in this field, I was walking with it seemed like a lot of people, and we were walking towards the sun. Field was nice, full of grass. And
look at the time. I don't mean to cut you off, but look at the time right now.
Oh, we got to go? Okay.
No, anyway, look at the time.
What's the time right now? You see that? 1:44. We'll take that. Hey, you see that? Talking about the dream now. 44. Yeah, so we can get.
But go ahead, brother. I'm sorry. I had to show that.
Anyways, so all praises be. So in the dream now, I'm walking in this beautiful, lush field. But on both sides of the field, there's this dense forest. And in the forest, you can tell that there's people, but they're all hooting and hollering, and they sound like they're animals. Mm-hmm. They sound like animals. So we're all walking towards the light or towards the sun. And if you got too close to the left or the right in where this wooded area was, they would try to grab you. But they weren't allowed to grab you, but you could see them thrashing and making noises. Mm-hmm. And that's a dream that forever stuck in my mind. And that dream was telling me that even though everybody that was walking in that field, we were walking towards the kingdom. We were walking towards
righteousness.
Right? The righteousness of what was going forth. And the only thing I can think about for that baby or me holding that baby was that I had to become a babe again. Mm-hmm. And relearn how to be in a righteous society.
Yeah. And that's so key because, when we were younger, we had to lean on our parents, and we had to gain understanding from their ways. But as we moved to our parents, our spiritual parents in spiritualism, it's the same thing. That's why we said we gotta be as babes to come in, because you have to unlearn every possible thing that you have ever been taught, which to me only made sense because every time I look around, these people are revising something, they lying about something, they doing it, and I'm going, dang, I just learned this the other day. Now you're telling me that this isn't right? Oh, this is what you told me then, but now you're telling me that. So the lies that we have eaten, and it goes back to the tree of knowledge of good and evil. We have been eating off of their knowledge, their regurgitation, their doo-doo knowledge for so long that the moment that we are able to break free and eat off the tree of life, then it's changed the game. It's a literal game changer. And we deal, when I got into this, some brothers got into this walk. The Father had me get into this walk because of prophecy. I was enamored with prophecy. All my entire life, I always wanted to know. It was a foreshadowing, it was a foresight. It was prophetic. What was going to happen? My mom was big into Nostradamus, and I used to listen to that, and I used to be like, well, that seems kind of strange that everything was depicted upon World War II that this guy was talking about. Like, okay, then Albert Pike, and then what is it? Zachariah Citrin, and then the Father gave me insight of his prophecy, and ever since then I've been eating on prophecy. And it's like when I talk to a Gentile about prophecy, all they're telling me is that there'll be an antichrist, and we're gonna go through some tribulation. And I keep saying, why would I go through something that you're gonna go through? Like, why would I choose to be with you going through that? So then I have to unlearn everything that goes to come up out of her, my people, So why would I want to be partakers of your plagues? Like, why would I want to? I didn't create this. I'm not ruling this world. You have given me no opportunity to do anything in this world other than work, slave, and go to work and slave again. So why would I want to be part of whatever consequences that comes your way? It's like, why would I go to war and I think a lot of people are realizing this, especially our youth. Why would we go fight a war for you, nations. Like, it doesn't make sense. I know why we fought wars in the past, because we wanted to be, we felt in doing so, much like voting, in doing so, we would obtain some sort of honor amongst thieves, and get this honor, we can come back and be looked at as a man or a woman, and well, in the past it was as a man. Well, that showed our error, because even when we did do that, and mind you, not many of us were murdered through their wars in World War I and II, but in Vietnam, they were murdering us. You realize that? Like, there was so much murder or killing of friendly fire in Vietnam that it was ridiculous. But in World War I and II, we rarely got killed, but we came back, and that's when we were getting killed. So, I for one am all ready for the change. I want it, but I'm being very patient and meticulous about it, where I know that I still have a lot to complete and a lot to clean. And I'm not here saying that I'm not a Christian saying, well, I'm saved and highly favored. No, I know that I still got some filth, and I'm very thankful that the Father has given us grace, giving me grace, giving us grace and mercy to continue to clean up, because,
But at least you're aware. That's the thing. You're aware.
Mm-hmm.
You're aware. Without peace, there is no knowledge.
Right.
Right. So at least you're aware. A lot of people are not aware, and that's why, or they've had their opportunity, so they can never say they didn't know. That's why I believe, through what I see in my own personal life and through dreams, that we're right there now. Because of the lull, what's going on, there's nothing, not to say there's nothing new, but I can see that we're slowing down in what's being disseminated amongst our brethren, but because we're ready for the next phase is afoot. It's tomorrow, not literally tomorrow, but it's tomorrow, within the next few days. That's why I strongly believe that anybody that's listening to this and other brothers and sisters out there, that you've been chosen because you're aware. You volunteered to come here at this time.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
You volunteered.
That's right.
It wasn't that out of the blue by chance or anything like that. You took up the mantle. You were known before the foundations of the earth. You're here now at the end to show and prove that, the Most High's plan will reign supreme.
That's right.
And
right.
We are above that.
Yes.
Our testimony will be, what we do in our lives, right? And the Most High is all on us. That's why this whole, why we got together today, was just for the little encouragement for our brothers and sisters that having that small inkling of doubt. But if you're doing the work, you're cleaning up, review your stuff. I'm pretty sure a lot, if you're like you, we got thousands of dollars worth of books. My books are not written in, right? If you just go look back to a page, commune with the angels, talk to the mother, ask for wisdom, right? And then guide you to what you need. Go back to some of your books, and I'm pretty sure you're going to get reconfirmation of things. Like we were just talking about, laughing about the 144. Well, me personally, that's all I'm seeing every day. I see 144. I see 44, right? These number sequence when I'm watching TV, football games. I mean, you name it, the sequence is just running hot right now. I see every. I'll take a payment. I'll get a check. It'll be it'll start with 144. You know what I mean? And I can't make this up. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of brothers and sisters right now that will be listening to this that can attest to that in their own lives. Your work is getting easier. Nobody's on your case no more. You getting surprised, whatever, any little thing. The minute you think you're running low and you have that thought in your mind, you end up getting a check, or, you know, somebody's giving you a break on something, and you're not even really asking. You're just talking to the mother, you're talking to the father, you're communing with the angels, and they watching over us. We talked about a few scriptures this evening, talking about the angels are here looking out for our best interests. And all we got to do at this stage in the game is keep the faith and stand back and watch. That's all we got to do. There's no interfering, no nothing. If you're not moved and these people are not put in your way, let them be. For you do not want to partake in these plagues that are coming for them. You standing too close to the fire, you're going to get that burn. That's why you're supposed to just stand on the one side, the side of the father or the mother, and just chill in the cut. Just chill in the cut. Let them get their just desserts. And then what's ever left after that, then we're going to deal with these people.
That's right. I mean, because it has to start with us first. So we had to go through it. We had to go through our trouble first, but we also get cleaned up first. Then they go through their trouble, and then some of them get cleaned up. This is how this works. This is why it's so funny how they do not want to acknowledge that book that they created and the people about who that book is about, and what, like, the whole gist of all the scriptures is the redemption of Israel. Like, that's a beautiful story. You know, these people who had it all, lost it all, ebb and flowed through captivity, were downtrodden, destroyed, damn near eaten alive, all to have redemption at the end, to get their just rewards at the end. I mean, if I look at all their movies and all their TV series, that's all they talk about. Right. But when it comes to us, they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. You see what I'm saying? It's crazy.
One of my favorite movies is The Count of Monte Cristo. Right? I don't know if you know that one there. Yeah. But hey, man. That's our story right there. Didn't the man not have it all? Then locked away in the prison. Then he escaped. He got his free will, and then he ended up being redeemed and was getting back. And he got to get back. Yeah. And that's our story. Millions of dollars off of that.
That's what I'm saying. And in the redemption of the count and the redemption of Israel, that's the beauty of the story. That's the lesson of the story. See, the Gentiles, like when you go online and you put in a scripture, they always want to say, they always want to go, oh, well, do you want the meaning of the meaning? Listen, why are you telling me the meaning of the scripture? Why can't I interpret the scriptures the way that I want to interpret them? You see what I'm saying? Which is the pureness of their folly, which is why they miss our redemption. Our redemption is being shown in the skies. It's being shown on the earth. And they're not even paying attention to it, let alone wanting to understand. They running down to the border, trying to stop the border. What? You guys are the thieves of the land. Why are you stopping people from coming into our land in the first place? This is not your business nor your concern. But, you know, like them, huh?
You say that okay, have that in the South. You got them running in up from Mexico and down south, and up here in Canada, they talking about they just passed a moratorium of students, because that's how they was making a lot of their money through the universities, was the international students, and they banned them from coming here for the next 2 years, right?
Really?
And they say that real talk, and they said that no more foreigners can come and buy properties here in Canada for the next 2 years. And in my head, I'm thinking to myself, well, isn't that the same thing the Most High was saying, that he's stemming the tide? Because a lot of these people that come here for school, they end up staying anyways, right? Integrating into society and taking, the coffee shop jobs and these type of low, medium paying jobs. But they're stopping all of that. They're stopping all of that, right? Because for the reasons that they say, I don't believe them, but because we have insight into what's going on, the Most High is stopping these people from coming through now. And a lot of people are leaving, as a matter of fact, because it's too expensive to live here. Right?
Yeah.
They come here promising the sun, moon, and stars, and when they get here, they're like, wait a second, I was better off where I was at. I'm out.
That's right.
And so everywhere we're looking moving forward is that we just have confirmation all around. You can take any bit of news information that you get, and you can tie it back to the scriptures of what we already know. We are so ahead of the curve, and I know you talk about this all the time, but we are so ahead. This is like almost akin to what happened to Enoch when he was taken off and shown all the secret places and what was happening from the beginning to the end. Mind you, we don't have that intricate detail as he did, but we have enough compared to what the rest of the world knows. Yeah,
absolutely.
I was almost into that.
So,
right?
So did you hear? Did you hear that Disney bought the rights to the NIV and the RSV Bible?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. So they bought the rights to. Now, how you buy the rights to the Bible, I don't know, but this is what Disney has done. They bought the rights to the Bible, the NIV version and the RSV version, of course, right? And they're going to make a Disney series of a bunch of white cartoon characters of biblical times. Now, of course, this is what they're trying to do at this point in time, but it's just not going to work. Like, it's not working anymore. All of their antics is not working. And I wanted to say something else, and I'm going to let you finish, but I wanted to say this because this is exactly what you were just talking about. And this is 2 Chronicles 19 through 20, but I'm not going to read all of it. But I'm just going to read a few passages here when this is Josephus, when these heathen Gentiles were coming against us. This is to your point of what we need to do. And this is what he says for us to do. He says, so we're going to start at 9. It says, if when evil cometh upon us as the sword, judgment, or pestilence, or famine, we stand before this house, and in thy presence, for thy name is in this house, and cry unto thee in our affliction, then thou wilt hear and help. That's us doing that. That's what we've been doing to our Father. And now, behold, the children of Ammon and Moab and Mount Seir, whom thou wouldest not let Israel invade, when they came out of the land of Egypt, but they turned from them and destroyed them not. Behold, I say how they reward us, to come to cast us out of thy possession, which thou hast given us to inherit. O our Elohim, wilt thou not judge them? For we have no might against this great company that cometh against us, neither know we what to do, but our eyes are upon thee. This is us. All of Judah stood before their Elohim, and with their little ones, their wives, and their children. Then upon Jehaziel, the son of Zechariah, the son of Benaiah, the son of Jael, the son of Mattaniah, a Levite of the sons of Aspah, came the spirit of the Elohim in the midst of the congregation. And he said, hearken ye all Judah. This is to our nation today. Hearken ye all Judah and Ephraim, and ye inhabitants of Jerusalem, and thou King Jehoshaphat, thus saith the Elohim unto you, be not afraid nor dismayed by reason of this great multitude. The battle is not yours, but your Elohim's. Tomorrow go ye down against them. Go ye down against them. Behold, they come up by the cliff of Ziz, and ye shall find them at the end of the brook, before the wilderness of Jeriel. Ye shall not need to fight in this battle. Set yourselves, stand ye still, and see the salvation of the Elohim with you, O Judah and Jerusalem. Fear not, nor be dismayed. Tomorrow go out against them, for your Elohim will be with you. There it is. There it is. Stand still. Be quiet. Just watch. Watch our Father work. And that's what we're doing right now. And that's our peace of mind. That's a full circle of what we talked about. That passage right there. And it's a beautiful thing, brother. But I mean to cut you off. I needed to get that out there. But go ahead. Say what you want to finish up.
That's you said. I mean, that was a great summation of this conversation, right? Keep your eyes on the prize.
Mm-hmm.
Keep your eyes on the prize. We are chosen. We chose to come here. The Most High chose us to be here at this time because He found us fit to be here at this time.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Don't be dismayed. Right. That's it. Right? We're going to learn that new song. The 144, we're going to learn that new song, and we're going to sing it with happiness. We're going to sing it with gladness. We're going to remix that song, and we're going to kick it heavy moving forward. Right?
That's right.
We're going to have that song. That song going to have you crying. That song going to get you amped up. That song going to have you going into battle. Yep. That's that song you're going to be playing on the Sabbath, just chilling. That's that song you're going to play at every festival. Everybody going to know that song. 144 in the building, right? We been towards our greatness. And in the wake of our greatness, this society must go. For if it doesn't go, we will never realize the Father's power, each of us individually and as a collective, and we will never be fulfilled in this society, but we will be fulfilled in the.
And that's such a great point. I mean, it is our turn. It is our turn. Now, if you think of a board game and you got the dice, the person to your left, because I think it always goes to your left when you roll on dice, it comes up to the person on the right. They roll, their turn is over, and they give you the dice. So for a long time, we passed the dice, or better yet, the dice was passed over us. So we never got a turn. Now it's our turn, and we're saying, give us the dice. And the whole world is perplexed because they're like, but wait, you've never asked for the dice before. Well, now we have, now we are, and it's ours. It's our turn. And, you know, for what it's worth, I'm very pleased with, you know, the group. I'll say it like this, you know, for there's a lot of Israelites out there, you know, but there's very few spiritualites. And I'm very pleased with the spiritualite people, brothers and sisters, that listen to me, that comment, that I listen to, and the comments, the way that people are treated. And I've always given shouts out to the group, you know, the bigs. I'll just say it like that, the bigs, the spiritualites, you know, the mains. You know, I always give it up because this is not an individual walk as it is in this collective consciousness of understanding. It is an individual walk in purifying, but when it comes to knowledge, you know, iron sharpens iron, and I can't listen to a whole lot of people, and I'm not really trying to listen to a whole lot of people because I understand what a whole lot of people are trying to still represent, and a lot of it is still part of that Piscean age. There's very few of us that are talking about the Aquarius age as it relates to wisdom. And for me, it has been an enjoyable study, and it's really been quite peaceful. Although, you know, I've been attacked, but I feel like through my own self-reflection, self-conviction, and then self-correction, I've been able to steady my ship. And I only hope and pray that many of us that listen, and many of us that are doing our things and bringing information out, that we continue to do the same thing, because it's about to get choppy. These waters are about to get choppy, and you know, we got to be able to steady the ship, and at all cost, because you know, what did he say? Those who save their lives, how does it go? Those who, hold on, I gotta get it. Hold on, because this is where the group is. There it is. It is.
So I was gonna say before you said that is that, you know, we've always been a people that always, when we meet and greet each other in the street, we used to say, "What's happening, man? What's going on?" Like we used to say that as a saying, but really and truly, if you think about it spiritually, we was trying to figure out what was going on. And to your point, I'm happy with the group as well, right? And how we've been a group of sharing information and caring about one another's spiritual growth through this medium of social media.
Yeah. Yeah. And to be honest, brother, it has been, our teacher has been phenomenal. Our teacher has been phenomenal, and it's been amazing to have the Spirit teach us, because all these other teachers that we've all had, based on any knowledge, pastors, ministers, secular teachers, professors in these educational institutions, leadership, they've been shitty. They really have been shitty. But this has been our teacher. This teacher here has been great, and all praises for that. You know, all praises for that. But it's we're gonna have to cut it off here in a second. But I want to read this real quick. I want to end it with this, because this is also part of our upkeep, so that we can maintain, so that we, the elect, will scarcely make it in. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. And that's what we're doing. We're out here working, keeping the ship floating, making sure that we all are understanding that, hey, this is a group, this is an individual walk to the collective consciousness. We're not caring about white people, black people. We're not caring about hate and cheating, stealing, and killing. What we care about, and I'll speak for myself, what I care about is truth and justice. And outside of that, if you're a black man being unjust, hopefully you get justice. You know, you also get your consequence. I'm not looking at this thing from a black and white perspective. I'm looking at this thing from a spiritual perspective. And the spiritual perspective always shines through. You cannot be hung up on the isms of the narratives of the Khazarian, Germanic, Indo-Europeans, their narratives of everything, their historical narratives, their political narratives, their social narratives. You cannot be hung up on that and think for a minute that you are purified enough to go through the fire. You can't. We're going to go through the fire, and if you purified yourself enough through this time, when you go through the fire, you won't be burned. But if you're impure, then the impurities are going to burn off, and you may be burned. You may make it through. Who the hell am I to say you can't make it through? But when I go through the fire, I don't want to be burned. So I'm trying to purify myself, mind, body, and spirit. I don't care if you're a black man, white man, blue man, green man, woman, child, whatever. If you have the spirit of the Most High on you when dealing with me, and I know, and I will know, then so be it. But if you don't, et tu, Brute? You see what I'm saying? Et tu, Brute? I mean, what the hell is this? So, at the end of the day, brother, as always, phenomenal conversation. You know, we'll chop it up again. But I'm going to let you have the last word, brother. I'm going to let you have the last word, so you say it.
My last word is this. I love you guys. I really appreciate everything that everyone is doing out there, all that work, sacrifice, and dedication. It is not for naught. Tomorrow, it's our turn. Our turn is right now. Again, don't be dismayed. We love you very much. The Most High and the angels are walking with you at this very moment. Trust the process. Mm-hmm. Trust the process.
Yes.
That's it.
All right, brother.
Say peace.
Yes. Peace, 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 peace. Shalom and peace, brothers and sisters. And be at ease because our redemption is here. All right, brother. We'll touch base mañana.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, man. I appreciate your conversation and look forward to doing it again.
Shalom.
Discover Orlando's first ever beach paradise at Evermore Resort, a completely reimagined vacation destination right next to Walt Disney World. At the heart of Evermore Resort is 20 acres of tropical beaches with crystal clear swimming areas featuring fun activities like a rope swing, family water slide, and more. Designed for families of all sizes, Evermore offers accommodations up to 11-bedroom homes, all with the conveniences of a hotel. Evermore is now open. Book your stay today at evermoreresort.com.
This is Tim Moore, a lifelong Republican and candidate for Congress in the new 14th Congressional District. I was born and raised in Cleveland County, and I've been proud to serve the Republican Party in helping to better shape North Carolina's future. I'm running for Congress because our country, state, and local communities are under attack. Joe Biden's open border policy is threatening the future of our country and putting all of our communities at risk. Drugs laced with fentanyl flow freely over the border, and it has led to thousands of senseless deaths. Illegal gangs and drive-by shootings are becoming an everyday occurrence, all driven by Joe Biden's failure to secure the border and keep Americans safe. As your congressman, I'll make securing the border my #1 priority. It's time we send Joe Biden home. President Trump will secure the border, and I'll stand firm in making sure he has the support he needs to get the job done once and for all. This is Tim Moore, candidate for Congress. I approve this message and would appreciate your continued support.
Paid for by Friends of Tim Moore.